real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff James Bell has been friends with the defendant for 14 years, and he claims the defendant is addicted to marijuana and prescription pills. James says the defendant borrowed his truck and damaged it, and as a result, he was arrested for a DUI. James is suing for the damages. Defendant Eric Perez says he's used everything from cocaine to marijuana to speed, and he's even been arrested for meth. However, Eric insists he's turned his life around and says he was only taking medication that was prescribed on the day of the accident.
Tell me what happened.
Basically, we're here today because Eric's lack of self-control and addictive personality has kind of put a wedge between us and caused a problem. I've known Eric for 14 years. We've had our ups, we've had our downs, but everything's been, fine up until now. Basically what happened was I lost my place. I had to move out. I had talked to Eric. He had mentioned that he had a 2-bedroom apartment.
Plaintiff James Bell is suing his former friend, who he claims was addicted to marijuana and prescription pills.
Before we get into the specifics of the car damages in that story, why don't you kind of back up what you allege? You said a man has an addictive personality. Sounds like you said, or you implied, that he's living a destructive lifestyle. You got to kind of back that up.
Yeah, he's had issues in the past. I've known him for 14 years through high school, and right after, he had some drug issues.
He was a dope fiend. Say what it is.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Crackhead?
No, it wasn't anything like that. It wasn't anything like that. Weed mostly.
He didn't hang out with me.
I know he smoked weed, and
He was addicted to weed?
Yeah, it and some other things. He took some pills. He hurt his back or something, and the doctor gave him some prescription medication, and that got pretty bad. He's been clean, as far as I know. He was clean from everything for years, and then the doctor gave him pills to help with his muscle spasms in his back, and then he kind of that became another issue again.
Addictive personality has nothing to do with why I'm here, so I don't even know why we're talking
some
and
background
discussing about this right now.
I don't know. He's suing you for damages to the car. Perhaps you were under the influence of drugs, and therefore that's relevant to him telling me that you have a history of abuse. So I don't know. Is it relevant, his addictive personality or his abuse of substances? Did that have anything to do with it?
I believe it did. Yeah, he was arrested for DUI because of the.
All right, now do you want to speak about your dope fiend ways or not?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Or your past dope fiend ways? What?
Absolutely. Basically, I knew this guy since high school. We were great friends. Yeah, I was 16 years old. I did coke, I did weed, I did speed. I was an addict of anything and everything. Got arrested for meth, got put in jail, got sober, been sober 8 years. That's basically a little dope fiend story. But other than that, like I said, we were friends in high school. Okay. Everything was cool. We were chasing women, doing all that.
We're glad to hear that you are in recovery.
Well,
Had
thank
any
you very
relapses
much.
Or?
No relapse at all, to be dead honest with you.
Why'd you pause? Why'd you have to think about that?
Huh?
Why did you pause and have to think about it?
No
Anybody who hasn't had any relapses,
No
absolutely.
relapses.
I'm proud of myself.
I live in the state of California, and I am a certified medical marijuana user. That's it. So that's what I mean. But as far as a relapse of meth, coke, and all that, absolutely not. Nothing. Knew this cat in high school. Great dude. Got love for him. Fell out, after high school, just like normal people too. I was chasing my women. I was partying. I was doing my thing. I had no clue what he was doing. And right around October, when I moved into my apartment, I met up with him at a bar. We had a couple of drinks. I found out that his fiance was leaving him, that he lost his art business, and that he had no place to stay. So out of the graces of my heart, I said, look, why don't you come stay with me?
But yet he was at the bar spending money.
I got no control over his finances. You know what I'm saying?
In a Taco Bell parking lot, a bar. It was a Taco Bell parking lot.
It was the Taco Bell parking lot.
It was a Taco Bell parking lot.
All right. And you were looking for cans?
I was digging in the trash. No.
Yeah, digging in the trash.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
I was getting something to eat.
All right.
Anyways.
Let me get back to him on what happened in this incident.
All right. Basically what happened is we were sitting at the apartment. It was my girlfriend and I and him and his cousin that he hadn't seen in a long time.
In his apartment?
Where I lived, his apartment. He was on the lease. So we're sitting there and we decided to order a pizza, and I had an old school Nintendo. You know, the one you had to blow in and scrape down and get it to sit. sit right. We had an old school Nintendo, and I gave it to him. I was like, here, man, just keep it. Here's an old school Nintendo, 20 games, whatever. And he didn't have the right cables to plug it in. And so him and his cousin were hanging out. I thought they were drinking. I was drinking in my room. And he's saying, I need to get the cables. So I was like, hey, take my truck. Grab the cables, I gave the keys to his cousin.
Why would you let me take your truck? By the way, I wasn't drinking anyways because I blew 0.00. But
that's what I had no idea they were in his room. I knew they were hanging out.
Plaintiff James Bell is suing his former friend, who he claims was addicted to marijuana and prescription pills.
How long have you all been friends and associates since his recovery?
We go in and out.
Okay.
I mean,
has he acted like this? His personality and mannerisms?
Oh heck yeah! Oh yeah! He's
every day.
This is toned down. This is toned down.
Is what you get.
But why does he look when he's high?
Same way. Same way, just a little slower and a little stupider.
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, nail on the head. Little slower, little stupider. That's pretty much.
I'll still be looking good, and I still got my game on point. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm a little slower. That's about it.
Yeah, so
go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's a drastic difference because he's a ball of energy usually.
Yeah.
And when something's going on, he's a little slower, a little more reserved, a little quieter.
And when he's not high, he's more energetic than this?
Oh yeah. No, I'm not saying
I got more energy when I'm high, when I'm not high. That got nothing to do with it. This is me, straight up. And when I'm stoned, this is me. Just a little bit quieter. That's all. Just a little bit quieter, you know what I mean?
Do you work? You're employed?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'm a painter.
And your employer is satisfied with your work and behavior?
I just got promoted a couple weeks ago.
All right.
So, you know what I'm saying?
You must be the entertainment.
You know what I mean? Who makes money and who smiles a lot? This guy right here, buddy.
All right.
Well, have a good time. You know
Seems like you might make the workplace a little livelier. All right.
I do.
He does. I've worked with him before. He does.
Right. So you let him use the car.
Well, what I did was I gave the keys to my truck to his cousin. And I told him, hey, go get the cables, come back. About half hour, 45 minutes later, I get a phone call from Eric, slurring his words. Hey, dude, I don't know what cables, I don't know. This guy, I don't know what you get, man. And I can hear the guy that's trying to help him in the background kind of laughing like.
I don't even remember that conversation.
Yeah, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about.
No recollection.
And so I tell him, tell him what you get. I actually get on the phone with the guy who's working at, I think they were at Walmart or something. I get on the phone with him and I'm trying to explain it to him. Then I get on the phone with his cousin. I tell his cousin, hey, Eric's not driving my truck, right? You're driving. Yeah, don't worry about it. I go, okay, cool. We're fine then. Just get this stuff, come home. Like 2 minutes later, he calls me. Hey, what do you mean I can't drive her? Why can't I drive her? What do you mean I can't drive her car? And I'm like, dude, listen to you, dude. You're slurring your words. I can't even understand you. You're not to drive my car. All right, we're cool then. All right, I'll be home in a couple minutes, man. All right. So I'm sitting down, eating pizza. And his cousin comes like in the door. And I was like, you guys get everything? And he's like, dude, you don't see what's happening outside? And I'm like, what? He goes, check it out. So I walk over to the window, look out the window, and my truck is pulled up in like our driveway. We have a shared apartment driveway. And there's 2 cop cars. Eric's sitting down, getting talked by the cops. So I run outside and I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? Nobody will tell me anything, what happened or anything. Basically, he got arrested, charged with DUI. I don't know the details. The cops let me in my truck. As I walk around to my truck, I walk up to the tailgate and I look, and there's a pizza bag in my tailgate. Like the pizza guy's delivery bag in the bed of my truck. In the bed of my truck. I don't know how I got there.
Yeah, right.
I don't know how I got there. I walk around in the front of the car.
In your tailgate
I go walk around in the front of the car, and it's all dented in. Like it's all jacked up in the front. So I park it back, and the next day he gets home they released him from jail. He walked home, and we kind of had words. I yelled at him.
Let me hear what he has to say about the incident, sir.
Yeah, basically, I'll go along with that story as far as up to a certain point. Me and my cousin were hanging out. Nate did bless me with that old school.
How did you wreck his car?
How did I wreck his car?
Yes.
I was driving his car. We went to Best Buy at first, which my cousin drove to. Mm-hmm. They didn't have the cables, so we drove to Walmart. At Walmart, I took my prescription medication that I am prescribed by a doctor. But to be dead honest with you, I didn't need that day. It hit me and affected me a little bit more than what I thought. Walmart for my house is exactly 1 mile.
What influence does the drug usually have on you? Your prescribed.
Basically same kind of drowsiness, a little bit, but it doesn't affect me to the point to where I can't function.
What about driving?
I'm prescribed it never said on my bottle I can't drive. So I drive at work. You know what I mean? I never have no problems at work.
So your doctor permits you to drive with a prescription drug that makes you drowsy.
I don't know if he permits it, but like I said, on the bottle, all it says is may not cause drowsiness. It didn't say do not operate heavy machinery or drive. So yes, in my opinion, maybe I shouldn't have took him, but I did. I took him. My back hurt. I'm prescribed him. That's what I did. On the way home from Walmart.
Tell me about the accident. You're treating this so flippantly. We were having fun a minute ago, but there's nothing funny about the fact that you may have killed someone driving under the influence, so much so that you wrecked his car.
I completely agree with you on that.
Yeah,
one,
but don't
sir.
treat this so flippantly. There's nothing funny about this.
Plaintiff James Bell is suing his former friend, who he claims was addicted to marijuana and prescription pills.
What did he say about paying for your car?
When he came back, he told me he would take care of it. He told me he would try to get it covered, get insurance,
You
try
have
to get it
the
covered.
estimate?
Yes, I do.
What has happened since that time? Has
I've
he
told
given
him.
you any money?
No, he hasn't given me any money.
Why has he? What has he told you the reason is?
I just kind of get blown off, here and there. He hasn't
Did he
really.
tell you what he hit? What happened with the actual wreck?
He told me that he thinks he hit a tree, but he's not exactly sure what it was.
Okay.
It's something he thinks in the parking lot. He wasn't sure.
Sir, do you owe this or not? If not, why? Why shouldn't you pay for the damages?
No, I don't believe that I owe it for the simple reason that I did take him into my house for a year. I did not charge him no rent for a year.
Oh, we're keeping tabs now?
That's
We're keeping tabs?
That's a counterclaim. Did our staff offer you to make a counterclaim of
Yes,
that?
but I guess I wasn't smart enough to do that. In my opinion,
What part didn't you understand when the staff said, would you like to file a counterclaim for the rent that you say he owes you? What part did you not understand?
Okay, I understood
Nobody's
that.
that stupid. I know you keep saying you're stupid.
My heart was big, so honestly, I didn't want to sue him for any kind of rent. I just figured you take care of the truck.
Let's make sure
I
your
take
heart
care
is
of the
big
rent.
enough to pay him the money. $3,584. You damaged it. You agreed to pay, but then you say now that because he owed you for rent, you should not have to pay. That is not a defense. Rent has nothing to do with the accident. Your legal defense has to have something to do with the accident. And therefore, I'm granting him his judgment to admit being under the influence of a drug that causes drowsiness. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Hey, you took me to Chicago for this? You took me to Chicago for this?
Pay me. You could have paid
All
me.
right, hold on, I got something for you.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Straight up,
You could
dog.
have paid me.
That's what you
You
did?
could have paid me.
That's cool, bro.
You could have
Don't
paid
worry
me.
about it,
Yeah, and I didn't give you a place to live like 3 years before for like a year or
No,
two.
I mean, why don't you come
Oh,
stay
we're
at my
gonna
house
keep tabs.
again,
You owe me like
rent-free?
4 G's already,
You
dude.
know
I
what
don't
I
even
mean?
want to hear
I'll
it.
put you up, dog.
I didn't even know you shop with my
You
dad
want to
before.
bring up old from like 16 years old? I'm 29 years old, bro. You dragging me to Chicago?
Dude, I dragged you to Chicago so you would pay my
like you couldn't even,
Dude, that's my work truck. I can't show up to a customer's house with a beat up front end.
So
They're gonna
call
look at me
me.
and go, oh, this is real professional.
Call me. Let's make a plan.
How many times have I told you? How many times? What did you tell me? Oh, I'm gonna get it covered under my insurance. I'm gonna file an insurance claim. I'm gonna get it covered. I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to hear no more. Hey, you know what? I won.
Hey,
I won.